Remember back in January when a group of Redditors drove up the price of GameStop?
It was discombobulating. It was disturbing. Like, what the hell is going on?
I'm Annie Minoff, and I also wanted to know what was going on. Since then, I've talked to dozens of people and learned the full story of how a Reddit forum fueled a massive stock surge. One that took Wall Street totally by surprise.
I should have known. Yes, I should have, but I did not.
Follow our 5-part series on The Journal, Sundays starting May 30th, wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention foodies, Discovery Plus has what you're hungry for. With new original series and a supersized collection of favorites. Discovery Plus has the largest collection of food shows anywhere. With new exclusives like Bobby and Giada in Italy and Luda Can't Cook. The streaming service for everyone hungry for more. More cooking, more competition, more originals. All for only $4.99. Discovery Plus is the streaming home of food, plus so much more. Start your free trial.
John and Ken Show, John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, just about 15 minutes from now, you'll be hearing our Moist Line friends. They pop in here every Friday around 5:20, 5:50. And in between, we do have a collection of hacks for the dumpster. We really announced it yesterday because while we were doing the story and we started looking up who they were, we decided, particularly since they've been imbecilic on this particular topic, that we're going to throw them in the dumpster. This is the board members of Cal-OSHA, the California Occupational and Safety Health Agency, which has been fumphering around with rules concerning employees in the workplace. As you know, the state has already said that come June 15th, in most public places, if you're fully vaccinated, no masks, no social distancing. But when it comes to the workplace, that's the jurisdiction of Cal-OSHA, which made one decision, then yesterday rescinded it, but didn't really make another decision. And of course, their decision was idiotic, which was you can go without a mask in the workplace if you and everyone else in the room is fully vaccinated. That was their stupid decision. They rescinded that, but now they're going to meet again next week to decide what to replace it with. It's
Well, really obviously, stupid. If you're fully vaccinated, you never need a mask under any circumstances. Ever. Never. So these are 8 of the dumbest humans in the species. They really are. We looked up who they were, and a lot of them are just labor hacks. I guess they're union people? I don't know. There's 2 guys and 6 women. The 2 guys are labor union thugs. And then the 6
women are hygiene specialists?
They work in the hygiene industry. And they all look irritating. I mean, some people have like an irritating face.
Yeah.
All 8 of them. They look like somebody who wants to regulate you. Like they were born to regulate and tell other people what to do. And nag you and scold you.
Well, we'll toss them all in there coming up. We do have some audio to play, and I want to get right to it when we get to 5:35 because I had not heard this before, but the board chair of Cal-OSHA apparently basically at the end of a speech during this online meeting the other day, because business owners were really on them, wanted to talk about how hard they've worked.
Yeah, all these people get really defensive. And they love to praise themselves and each other. It's like whenever we have a fire, you get all these politicians and all these captains, and they go on TV, and the first 10 minutes of the news conference is everybody self-congratulating one another. Instead of telling us what the story is, what the news is. And it's the same thing with these board people. We don't care about your miserable lives. You locked everybody down unfairly for 15 months and destroyed a lot of business and destroyed a lot of people's jobs and livelihoods. And now you want to congratulate yourself on what? And now you can't even get it through your head that if you're vaccinated, you never have to wear a mask anymore for the rest of your life? You can't get that through your head?
A couple of months ago, we threw in the union leader for United Teachers Los Angeles, Cecily Mayart Cruz, into the dumpster. While almost all public schools have resumed in-classroom learning, certainly in major cities around the country, LA Unified's been a holdout because of this one union, United Teachers Los Angeles. They were excited to announce that they have reached the framework for a deal. Yeah, it's a tentative agreement to return kids to the classroom this fall. But boy, this is onerous. The mask mandate will continue regardless of whether employees or students are vaccinated. And coronavirus testing will take place at least once every 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Daily screening for symptoms will be required for students, staff, and visitors before they can enter a campus. That's a temperature check, a verbal self-affirmation of good health, and perhaps, no, I won't put that part in. They also have they have an online daily pass that allows for the same affirmation, but people haven't been required to use it.
You're going to force the kids to stay masked for another year?
Probably.
This masking has already covered 2 of their grade years. It's now going to cover a third of their grade years?
Their imbecilic press release talks about being in the yellow tier. The tiers end on Tuesday. There's no more tiers.
There's no more tiers. There's no more threat. It's over.
Yeah.
There are some lines being crossed, whether it's radio host.
That's her.
That's her.
Gave me a heart attack there.
I mean, you follow this story from the beginning, and this union trying to use its power, and they apparently got much power over the LA Unified School District Board. I guess they helped them all get elected.
Them.
Yeah,
they own them. They pay for the campaigns.
Look at this. All high-touch surfaces are disinfected daily. You know, we found that transmission by those means is very limited. I mean, why are they doing this? They want to act like they're still in charge.
Yeah, it's about control. The children transmitting it, extremely, extremely low. Getting it from a surface, extremely low.
Everyone from the scientific community affirms that.
No, all
These
this was
people
theater.
act like they have their own medical person telling them that it's dangerous in school. Where are they coming from?
And
it's absurd.
And the board and the superintendent, and this is what I'm saying. Where the hell is Newsom here? Children have to go to school in September still wearing a mask?
They do.
Oh, the parents ought to revolt here. The parents
this
just ought
agreement
to
is
go.
tentative because they want to see what happens with COVID between now and then.
I read a story today. Do you know there are something like 68 recalls going on around the state?
Yeah, I saw that story in the Times. It's a lot of school board people.
Yeah, a lot of school board people. It's time to flush out this LA Unified School Board.
I don't think any recall's going against them.
Well, there should be. Making your kid wear
a mask.
I mean,
September through next June. Still wearing a mask a year from now?
Yeah, there's no end date to this mask requirement here.
They're out of their minds.
A completely 1,000% unnecessary. And a daily disinfection?
They are going to allow the desks to only be 3 feet apart instead of 6.
This has turned this into like a psychosis, like a germophobic psychosis, if there is such a thing. This is.
And by the way, the agreement doesn't even specifically address the distancing, but says we'll adopt the LA County Department of Public Health guidelines, which right now are at 3 feet. Wow. I don't know how people put up with this.
Nobody in power will tell them to stop. We'll tell them we're not going to do this. This is emotionally damaging to the kids. This is ridiculous restrictions. This is a joke.
Somebody sent us a summary of the agreement. Paid leave for those who are required to quarantine. There's physical distancing. No displacement of any UTLA represented staff for the 2021-2022 school year.
This is abusive. And 80% of the school are minority kids. They're the ones getting abused. And in this agreement, they're babbling about funding to support the healthy, healing, racially just schools our students deserve.
Well, the last time we talked about them, remember they're going to vote on a resolution for the U.S. to stop aid to Israel. They've always been about their big social causes. They don't give a damn about the kids.
No, they're psychos. These teachers are psychos. What's happened here? And they have carte blanche to get away with everything, to ruin your kids' lives.
And by the way, they'll probably figure out a good way to cover up all the learning loss.
Oh, yeah, they'll just pretend
pretending it doesn't exist.
Pretend,
right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, when we return, It is time to listen to some of our Moist Line friends, and then we'll be throwing some hacks in the dumpster after 5:30.
John and Ken Show, KFI. Are we back? No.
This is what it sounds like.
Seems early.
Yeah. Are you complaining?
No, it startles me. It almost never happens. It's the John and Ken Show. John Cobell, Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. All right, the stupidest mask sighting of the day for me.
Oh, sure.
Was a woman in an expensive convertible, top down, with her dog sitting in the passenger seat.
That's Deborah Mark.
It looked close to that. Okay. She's wearing a mask. The dog is not. But she's out in the open. The top's down. Sun is shining.
That's like Chris Cuomo did that.
Yeah, breeze is blowing. Wait, there she is.
I was talking to Ray in the hallway.
Well, you missed it.
Sorry.
So, woman today wearing a mask in a convertible with the top down.
Really?
Her dog at her side. No mask for the dog, but she's got it on. Wind blowing through her hair.
And there was nobody else else in the car, just the dog?
Just the dog.
Well, I told you that crazy guy in my neighborhood, the same thing again today. He was nowhere near me, and he saw me, and he pulled up the mask, and I just stopped, and I looked at him. No, I can't do that.
Well, call me. I'll come over and taunt him.
Okay, you can do it. I'm not going to be around.
Beginning Tuesday, there's to be no taunting of the mask.
Well, my husband said, let's see what happens on Tuesday. Let's see if the guy still wears the mask.
I don't think this guy's tracking the CDC recommendations.
I don't think so either. I really wanted to ask him, hey, do you listen to the news? But again, it's not my business, right?
Well, the people that are wearing masks today are still going to be wearing them for a while.
Why do you think?
There'll be a percentage that'll be wearing them for good.
Why do you think you'd be getting the virus in a moving convertible with the top down?
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird.
I think that's scientifically impossible.
All right, let's bring in the Moist Line people, see what's on their collective minds this week. You leave us a voicemail, and some of them get played back in this little greatest hits collection. 1-877-MOIST-86.
Hey, this is John. And this is Ken. We're so excited to hear from you. It's about time.
I'm just calling because I went to Trader Joe's and I didn't have to wear a mask because I'm fully vaccinated.
She's crying.
And it just made me very happy. And I just wanted to share that with all of you.
That's sweet.
It made me happy. And I went, thank God.
I'd like to comment on this homeless situation. Why don't they just lease a cruise boat and put them down in the harbor and let them stay there? I think they can get one of them cheaper than the billions of dollars that they want to build these one-room stalls that we don't need as an eyesore for the cities and counties to have to deal with.
I have a solution for the illegal aliens, the homeless, and the felons that are being released. Send half of them to Marin County, send the other half to the Capitol building in Sacramento, and let them deal with it.
This is a news flash for Gavin Newsom.
Yes.
You're gone. Period. Full stop.
So regarding the COVID lottery drawing, did I understand that correctly, that they said they're going to notify the winners by phone? Can you see the scam coming there?
How many of those winners of the vaccination prize from Newsom that he's buying votes, how many of them are Democrats?
I got taking care of the problems in Southern California, get rid of the drug dealers and the drugs, and then relocate the drug dealers and the drugs to another part, and watch and see how many people flock to the area.
I just saw a clip of Garcetti being all smiles. Our nice mayor who has destroyed our city, he still doesn't get the fact that he is hated. Nobody wants him. Nobody listens to him anymore. And I honestly do pray that he is elected to go be the ambassador to India so he can destroy India the way he has destroyed the city.
I like Kamala Harris is telling the Guatemalans to stay home. You know what? That's about the most logical thing that has come out of her mouth in her entire career as a politician or whatever.
That lying Dr. Fauci either needs to be fired or quit, and if he won't do either, how about defunding him? Same thing goes with Cal OSHA. The whole idea about continuing to wear masks and keeping everybody controlled for months on end is just ridiculous.
Now that Alameda County has revised its COVID deaths down 25%, I just got a question. Are they going to return all the money that they got extra by calling all those deaths COVID? Shouldn't we get a refund? Shouldn't somebody?
I don't understand what the teachers union has to do with Israel or Palestinian conflicts.
Right.
Why?
It's not about being unaware or denying the facts of people leaving. They simply don't care.
Wow, to have beachfront property in Southern California, all I had to do was quit my job, do a bunch of drugs, assault innocent families, get in fights, and crap on the sidewalks? Why didn't somebody tell me this earlier? I wouldn't have gone to college, worked my butt off to own a home, and do all the things that people do in normal society. I'm way behind the times here, guys. Help me out.
Thank you for leaving your message. Please hang up. Goodbye.
Why are we,
Act
why are
like
we
a zombie
working?
and maybe you'll get a place.
Why are we working so hard here?
I don't know. All right, when we come back, it is time to throw hacks into the dumpster. We've got a new piece of audio even we haven't heard. It is the board of Cal OSHA, which has been back and forth on what to do about masks in the workplace. More coming up.
John and Ken, KFI.
It's time for John and Ken to throw a hack in a dumpster.
John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, the hacks for the dumpster should be no surprise. While we were talking about them yesterday, we instantly decided they're going in. It is the group that is the board of Cal OSHA, the California Department of Occupational and Health Safety in the Workplace. And it's their job to determine what happens with the cubicle people. That would be the workplace. Do they have to wear masks or not? And they fumfered over this. They debated this late into the night, and they came up with a cockamamie idea that if everybody is fully vaccinated in the room at your workplace, you don't have to wear masks. But if there's one unvaccinated person there, everybody's got to wear masks. The blowback was instantaneous. Even Governor Dippity-Doo was like, huh?
Right, but
at a news conference today, he kind of seemed to separate himself from that. And so then they had another late night meeting. We have some audio from that. And they decided to rescind that ruling.
What do you think their conversation sounds like?
Well, we're going to hear the board speaking, but between them, some of the
I mean, they went on for hours and hours, yeah. And we should mention their names. The board chair, who I think we're going
to play that audio.
Yeah, that audio is David Thomas, and he's a union thug. And then
he founded Wendy's, if I'm not mistaken.
Different David Thomas.
Oh, okay.
There's a few of those guys. Yeah. Then Chris Latchis Davis. It's a woman, and her last name is spelled Lasszcz. And even I don't know how to pronounce that. I assume it's Polish or Eastern European. Latchis. All right. It's Laura Stock, Barbara Burgell, David Harrison, another union guy, Nola Kennedy, Kate Crawford, Christina Shoup. It's 8 people, 6 women, 2 men. The 2 men are both union guys.
Yeah, it says here Thomas was a business representative for the Northern California District Council of Laborers since 2009. Before that, a business agent for the Laborers Local Union number 73. That's who we're talking about here.
Several of the women
union hack
are involved. They've worked in the hygiene industry. Seriously.
Like I said yesterday, it must be a scintillating convention to go to.
Like Nola Kennedy is a member of the California Industrial Hygiene Council.
What's your favorite hand sanitizer?
And the American Industrial Hygiene Association. She got a doctor of philosophy degree in environmental health.
Let's hear this. We got this audio from the meeting 2 nights ago. This is the Cal OSHA board chair, Dave Thomas. He's addressing the public at the end of the meeting, and apparently there's been a lot of backlash from business owners. AP did a story today, Associated Press, where they're confused. They don't even understand what Cal OSHA is trying to say. So let's listen to this audio.
And I'd like the public to know we're not bureaucrats. We all have jobs that are not this. We get paid $100 a month to do this. And it's people that make these comments should know this, but of course they don't really care about that. But this is our public service. This is what we do. We all come from different points of view and different parts of the public, occupational health representative.
Stop this a second. Stop this a second. It starts out by whining that he only gets $100 a month. This is not his regular job. We're supposed to have a pity party.
Board members. Yeah.
You're dumb as a rock. You issue a health rule that even if you're vaccinated, you need to wear a mask, which is control freak psycho stuff, and you wonder why people are upset. That nobody wants to hear the government telling them what to do to wear a mask when you're vaccinated, and he seems bewildered, and his feelings are hurt that everybody's angry. So quit your stupid $100 a month job. Stop being a control freak. This is nothing to analyze here. You're vaccinated, no mask. There's nothing to debate. This is like the sky is blue. There's no debate here.
I have a feeling they really heard it from people.
We'll play some more.
And I'd like the public to know, disturbing to all of us that people come to these meetings and they really don't know what has been going on for the last 16 months, except that they've been inconvenienced. Well, I'll tell you what, we all have. And none of us really like this, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather be alive, get vaccinated, and wear a mask than not be. And that's what the science says. That's what we've been told. That's what we've tried to do. Everybody's trying to protect themselves and their families.
Stop.
So
the science is not get vaccinated and wear a mask. The science is get vaccinated. You don't need a mask. What's wrong with him? Boy, is he petulant, isn't he?
It's a great example of how we've been overmanaged, over-controlled.
Oh, and we're all the rubes.
From Gavin Newsom's 58 executive orders we found out today. He's issued 58 coronavirus executive orders.
You know something? All these pain-in-the-ass bureaucrats, they have the same attitude. Well, you don't know what we go through.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. It's been 16 months. We're all inconvenienced. It's not just you, riffraff.
Well, they think they're taking on the burden of the world. We're saving you from the coronavirus.
Yeah.
You don't know how hard we work on these things to protect you.
You'd be dead without me. Play some more.
Let's bring in the mob.
That road. And thank you very much for your attention tonight.
Shut up. All right, let's get the mob in.
This meeting is, we will be back June 17th, 2021.
All right, we got the Ukrainians here. We got the Romanians, the Polish. We have 8 people to throw in. You ready? Okay.
We just threw in David Thomas.
Yeah, David Thomas is already in. All right, throw in Chris Latches Davis. All right, Laura Stock, toss her ass in there.
This is busy.
Barbara Burgell, be gone with her. All right, throw David Harrison on top. Nolan Kennedy, he's next. Kate Crawford. And Christina Shute. There you go, 8 of them. In the dumpster.
Wow, it's hard to close. Too many heads in there. Swimming around in
something busted.
Dumpster. That is the board of Cal OSHA, stands for the Occupational Safety Health Agency. And again, even Newsom was kind of acting like, they need to rethink what they're doing there.
Imagine
because
that.
While the state fully opens on Tuesday, this agency and these dunderheads on this board are responsible for the workplace rules. And that's what they've been really just spending too much time on for the past month, is whether or not you need to wear masks in the workplace. So, again, they rescinded their previous decision, but they haven't really made a final one. They're going to meet again, I think, on June 17th. And then whatever they decide is supposed to go into effect later in the month. It's ridiculous. Disband all of these people.
John and Ken show.
Go home.
Yes, they should be personally
Well,
disbanded.
he sounds so burdened, then just leave.
He's trash.
Yeah, really.
Deborah Marquez News. John and Ken Show. John Cobelt, Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, I finally got a chance to tell this story right before we play the Moist Line callers, but I heard from somebody today that went to a barber shop, right? Hair salon place.
Yeah.
And the manager there was cutting their hair and said, I have like 20 employees here, but I can't get a lot of them to come back. I said, why? Because they're doing private haircuts at home, taking the cash, and then they're collecting their unemployment. So they don't want to return to the salon. Now, how often do you think that is being duplicated around the country, that kind of story, which explains why we have a lot of job openings and we still have a good number of, quote, unemployed people? I think a lot of people are pulling this kind of scam.
Yeah.
They want to hang on to that extra money, that extra $300 from the federal government, which I think doesn't go away until February. And that on top of the state payment, they've just decided this is the way to go because financially this is a better deal than just returning to work and taking regular salary.
The government is now a competitor to the business owner. The business owner can't outbid the government because the government prints money.
And think about that, because they're doing the haircuts from home and getting paid in cash. Well, that's not on the books, is it?
No, there's no tax.
That's tax-free. It just looks to the government like they're still unemployed and they're collecting their unemployment checks.
It's terribly distortive.
The whole thing is upside down. All right, let's bring in our Moist Line friends, finish this up for Friday. You just leave a simple voicemail and they're all listened to, I think. Some of them make the airwaves. 1-877-MOIST-86.
Hey, this is John. And this is Ken. We're so excited to hear from you. It's about time.
What does Europe have to do with the Mexicans and the illegals from South America coming across the border? Kamala Harris tells them don't come, but she lets them in when they do come.
Maybe the root cause why people are coming to the United States is because the United States is a better place to live, and that's all it is.
Regarding the Project Room Key, I was wondering, since the money is coming from the feds and we've got empty rooms sitting in hotels, basically we're paying for those. Is there any way we can get access to those and, take the family for a little vacation?
That young lady from Portland that knifed the LAPD captain, you really can't contact her parents. The reason being, they're from Portland and they're probably worse than her.
How dare you talk about homeless people as filthy people? They're not all filthy, okay? They've got problems, okay? They fell under the radar. Where is your compassion? Huh? I wouldn't even go for empathy because that's beyond compassion. You don't even have compassion. You don't even have sympathy.
So some people in the Democrat Party don't like what the LA County Sheriff is doing. Well, as he said, the voters will decide, and if he's reelected, that means the vast majority of people like it, and the reason they don't like him to do it is because it makes all the local Democrat politicians, or even the statewide politicians, look weak.
John, you say we haven't built a reservoir in 50 years. What about Diamond Valley Reservoir? Have you ever heard of that? Check it out. Diamond Valley Reservoir. Duh.
Well, it seems to me that if we have a arbitrary law that nobody under the age of 35 can serve as president of the United States, there ought to be an arbitrary law made that people over the age of 70 cannot serve as president of the United States.
Who the hell thinks that getting rid of single-family housing is a good idea? I gotta tell you, if they put a giant 6-unit slum next to my single-family house, I'm leaving California along with everybody else.
I live in Tustin in a house built in 1954, and our lots are about 9,000 square feet. And we have our second ADU being built here. Help! What can we do?
Hey, John, fear of spiders is called anacrophobia. And you're not alone. There's a lot of people that don't like spiders. Me, I don't care. I kill them just like you. But I ain't scared of them. I used to have a pet tarantula.
Okay, so we, over time, have dumped trillions of gallons of water for fish. Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Kamala, how many billions of dollars do you need to buy a mirror? You want to know the root cause? It's you and Joe.
Yes, Mr. President, this is Mr. Garcetti. I'm wondering when I'm going to India. Who? Mr. Garcetti, I'm supposed to go to India?
Gurgle, gurgle. This is Larry, the Delta Smelt. I'm a little tired of you guys talking gurgle, gurgle about my family. I really need that water to survive. There's like 13 of us that are living, and we need at least 50% of all the water. Gurgle, gurgle. Please stop talking about my family.
Thank you for leaving your message. Please hang up. Goodbye.
Fish is called, I think. In the history of the Moist Line, have you ever heard from the Delta Smelt before?
Yeah, how do you do that?
You could gurgle. He was underwater talking to us.
How did a smelt call us?
I don't know. Well, there they are, the Moist Line people, 1-877-MOIST-86. They'll be back next week. And, John, you're going to have to, that man implied that you need to research that reservoir. I see it's out in Hemet. I did look it up. It's like a man-made lake, but I guess it serves as a reservoir. It was built by Metropolitan Water District starting in 1995. It was finished in 2003.
Must have been, maybe a local project. There's been no state reservoirs built since the 1970s.
Yeah, I think that was
maybe it was a local thing, but nobody's building those either. So,
absolutely.
All right, Conway's up next. Crozier's got the news. KFI and KOSD HD2 Los Angeles, Orange County, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Remember back in January when a group of Redditors drove up the price of GameStop?
It was discombobulating. It was disturbing. Like, what the hell is going on?
I'm Annie Minoff, and I also wanted to know what was going on. Since then, I've talked to dozens of people and learned the full story of how a Reddit forum fueled a massive stock surge. One that took Wall Street totally by surprise.
I should have known. Yes, I should have, but I did not.
Follow our 5-part series on The Journal, Sundays starting May 30th, wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're intrigued by the mysteries of the unknown, now you can investigate thousands on Discovery Plus. Stream exclusive originals plus a collection of favorites, all for just $4.99. Discovery Plus is the streaming home of paranormal, plus so much more. Start your free trial